It's a huge relief for local refiners in Nigeria who have been facing challenges sourcing forex to pay for crude supply after the government announced new regulations to boost domestic production. According to the Nigeria Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, payment for crude to domestic refiners can now be made in dollars, naira, or a combination of both.
We are not supposed to ask local refineries to pay for crude in dollars. So I think that's the way forward. It will actually help Naira to be more strengthened. And also it will help for easy calculation of arriving at the costs of production and also determining the sales of petroleum products in Naira.
But some analysts argue that the plan is not as straightforward and could in fact be cumbersome for some of the crude producers.
For the international oil companies, if they have to sell crude in Naira, they will immediately request central bank to convert that Naira to dollar, which defeats that objective. For local operators, they may accept Naira without a compelling need to convert every part of it to dollar. You also have to be sure that the local crude producing company or companies producing crude do not have substantial part of their expense in dollar. If they have substantial part of their expense in dollar, they will require it for dollar payment.
Nigeria's giant Dangote refinery has struggled to get enough crude supply locally and has been forced to import from the United States to make up for the stock it needed to begin operations. The new regulation now makes it mandatory for oil producers operating in Nigeria to supply crude to domestic refineries first before exporting. Oil regulators in the country say the directive will start being implemented in the second half of the year.
I think the greatest challenge is actually abiding with that domestic crude obligations, principally because if producers are not able to produce to meet their existing commitment, because some of them have entered into forward sales, and those forward sales may run for some period. So, but subsequently, it become over a period of time, it could become easy for them to exclude their domestic obligation before going into future or forward contracts.
For now, the specific quantity of crude each refinery is required to procure has not been determined, but there's no doubt that the directive will address the challenge of crude oil supply, which local refineries have been grappling with. Deji Badimosi, CGTN, Lagos, Nigeria.